mountain biker here. Finally that time of year where you can ride to work in the morning and not have to contend with riding back in potential ice in the evening. Well, potential ice in the morning for that matter. It seems to have been icy around here a lot over winter, but finally starting to get to a point where you can rely on the weather and hopefully rely on there not being salt all over the roads. I didn't do too much riding over winter. I did still ride over winter quite a bit, but not as much as normal. Mainly because I don't have a winter bike and I really don't want to get this one covered in that horrible white fur that you get when it's been salted. Salt is for chips, I think, not for bikes. Not that I eat chips. I wanted to have a rant today. Maybe do an FRO. And if you follow me on the old Facebook, what a waste of time that thing is. In probably almost everywhere, but apart from organising ride-outs on it, it's pretty good. But if you follow me on the Facebook, you probably already know what annoys me, or one thing that annoys me. Because I posted it yesterday in a photograph, which I'll stick in this video too. And it's about parking. Now there's just generally too many cars, I think. I mean, you can tell there's too many cars. Look at them all, every blooming where. But it's making parking a problem. And everywhere you go, it seems, there's people parked. I mean, not on roads like this, because these type of roads tend to get left alone. Everybody's got big driveways down here, but on all the side streets and everything, there's people parked everywhere, to the point where it can be difficult to see when you want to cross the road, or it can be difficult to pass people. You know, if two cars are going the opposite directions down a road and there's not enough space. So parking's a pain, and I've got a car, I know that parking's a pain as well. Although I don't understand why more people don't park in the garages. I'll never understand that one. Why people buy a house with a garage and then they stick their £20,000 car on the street and fill the garage up with junk. Just get less junk, people. We all have too much stuff, but just get less of it, put your car away. It's not parking in general that I want to have a grumble about. It's a particular type of parking. And I say I'll show you the picture now, so you'll see what I mean. It's parking on the pavement. Partially on the pavement, halfway on the pavement, covering the pavement completely as in that photograph. Just with a couple of wheels up on the curb, that kind of thing. Now I'm sure people who do that are doing it for, you know, the right reasons. They're trying to be considerate perhaps of other drivers. So they're avoiding blocking the road a bit. Well, I have to say, if you're parking on a road where there's not enough room for another driver to get through, then you shouldn't be parking on that road anyway. And if you park on a road where there is enough room for the driver to get through and you're just giving them more room, well, those drivers should be able to get through anyway. So there's kind of no excuse from it from that point of view. But the thing that really gets my goat about it, and I'm pretty able-bodied, you know. I've had a few bits broken in the past, but everything's pretty much functioning correctly now. And I like to go out for a walk quite often. Most days I'll go out for a walk for an hour or so. Bit of exercise, bit of fresh air, bit of vitamin D, all that kind of thing. Although you do need sun for that, don't you? And I do live in Yorkshire, but yeah, you get the general gist. But I like to go out for a walk, and if I'm struggling to walk past cars that are parked on the pavement, what about those people who aren't able-bodied? What about people who are in wheelchairs, people with walking sticks, even people just pushing a pushchair? They're not going to be able to get past either. Now, why should those people have to get off the curb, get off the pavement, onto the road, and potentially have to go up and down curbs, you know, if they're a little bit infirm or if they're in a wheelchair, just because people are trying to be more considerate? And I am giving people more credit than a lot of worth, I'm sure, but are being more considerate to somebody in a car whose only effort to get past is to steer a little bit with the power steering, or perhaps to have to wait for 10 seconds while somebody comes past the other way. But it really gets my goat. It's, yeah, I know people who are in wheelchairs either permanently or occasionally. My mother now walks with a stick and really struggles getting up and down curbs. My aunt walks with a frame. Really struggles just in general walking around. Why should people like that have to put themselves at risk by walking on the road when, you know, if there is somebody coming round that corner too quick, they've got no chance of jumping out of the way just to let some car driver get past a little bit easier. So please don't do it. That's all I can say. It's not much of a rant, is it, really? The problem really just seems to be that there are too many cars, possibly too many people. I don't know what the solution is to that. I would venture that the solution to that is more bikes. I don't understand people who do that. I don't know if you noticed on that car or not, but these people who put those really dark light clusters in, they can't be legal, can they? You can barely see the lights. Anyway, by the by, completely off topic. I thought I'd actually got through one without digressing then. Yeah, maybe more bikes is the answer. Maybe more people walking more often. Mrs. C mentioned this to a friend of hers, and the answer was, well, people don't walk now anyway, do they? Is that true? I mean, where I live, we do quite often see people walking, but nowhere near as many people as we see driving cars, of course. Driving cars is the preferred method of transport nowadays. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Tell me I'm a fool. Thanks for watching, everyone. Ride safe, and I'll talk to you all again soon.